but I did not make a single cent out of it, not 1 cent,
Mm.
because every sale comes with free shipping, right? And
What is going on, people? Back with a special episode. This is for the community. This is for everything. I'm Coop at It's Coop on Instagram. I got CD with me. Got my boy Austin Gunpla Tesseract, and we have a special guest in the building. This is something that the community been waiting for. The community's been asking for. We told y'all we want to try to do what we do to help the community out, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Right? So let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. It's the Undergated, never underrated. Undergated, never underrated. So we have a special guest in the studio, and I'm about to bring him in right now. This man needs no introduction. Go check him out on YouTube. Go check him out on Instagram. One of the toughest, if not the dopest builders in the community. And he has a lot to get off his chest. Y'all already know who he is. Studio G. The one and only Studio G is live in the studio. What is going on, man? How's it been? We're going to talk about some stuff that everything. We got a lot of drama going on in the community, but I think people need to know the man behind the camera, behind the YouTube, things like that. But before we get started, as always, we always want to start off with greetings. Fellas, how's your week been? How's everything been going? CD, how's your week been, man?
Man, finally getting over this bug. COVID had the whole household down, but we're all kind of battling back and getting it back into the swing of things. It's Friday. It's a good day, payday, so I cannot complain. It's definitely a good day for sure. How about you, Austin?
Man, today's been a long week, a lot of stuff. It's been hard, hustling through. Every day was pretty much a new challenge popped up, and man, life was just throwing me punches left and right. But I gotta say, this is the highlight of the day right here.
Absolutely,
somebody with us like here. This is crazy. Studio G, I can't believe I'm saying these words. Studio G, how you? What's going on, man?
Dude, I got your tongue twisted for right. I mean, first of all, thank you guys for doing this, and I'm so happy that you guys are doing this for the community. I didn't even know you guys existed previously, and you guys are seriously doing some great work here. I've looked through all your Instagram and all that before I said yes, and yeah, you guys are great, honestly. So yeah, my week has been really hectic, to be honest, because I literally just came back from China on Thursday morning. So I reached around Malaysia. I'm from Malaysia, so I reached around Malaysia at around like 2 to 3 a.m. and then got settled down and immediately got jumped back into work. So yeah, I left my pregnant wife to be sleep and then got back to work. I mean, 2 days. So it's been a hustle because the I've started the refund process, and I'm gonna tell you guys more about that later on why it suddenly got jump started.
Awesome.
The refunds after being hiatus for so long.
Gotcha. Right. I hear that, man. That's what's up. Can't wait to hear it, man. Me, I can't complain. I'll tell you this right now. I had like a craziest toothache. I had to get my tooth pulled, and my mouth was killing me, man. One thing I did, this is on me, because my dentist, he gave me shots in my mouth before to numb my gums, and it will always take like 8-9 hours for it to just like be done. Like he would say, "Oh, the numbing will go away in 2 hours." It will take 8 or 9 hours. One time I got worried. I was like, "Man, it's gonna take. I have to go to the hospital because the numbing ain't going away." So he numbed me up this time. And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna be numb for at least 8 hours." He told me 2 hours before. I know it's gonna be 8 hours, and I was like, "All right, cool. Let me head into work." Sure enough.
Worst idea, huh?
Sure enough. About an hour later, that numbing was gone, and I was like, "Lord Jesus!" I don't think I've been in pain to where it was like crippling. Like I had to sit down. I was like, it was a long walk back to the car. I tell you that. But Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, we have Studio G live in the studio. So, man, we're going to ask you a couple of questions. We want to know the man behind the camera, the man behind the spray gun, the man behind the kits, the man behind the nippers. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What got you into this hobby? You know, how long you been doing it? What got you into YouTube? Things like that.
Right. So let's start off with YouTube first. I mean, I've been always trying to be a YouTuber for the longest time. So back in even like straight after high school, I've started it. That was like in total, I had like 7 years in my attempt to get into YouTube and trying to be a full time YouTuber. I got into spoofs and parodies, music videos, parodies, and all that at first, recording using like a webcam thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody had cameras, right? And then once I got a better job, I could afford a camera and proper equipment and all that. And then that's when I got into photography and videography as well. And then during that time, I've been trying a lot of stuff, right? On YouTube, on and off, and all that stuff. Whatever job that I had previously, I always had a YouTube passion after hours. You get what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'll be
Yeah.
creating after hours. I'm on like learning how to edit, learning how to do photos and stuff like that, all by myself. And then after that, it was a faithful day of shopping in the mall. I was in the Philippines back in 2019. There was a Christmas sale. There was a Christmas sale happening on a toy store, and then I happened to be walking by, and then I saw gunpla, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was that at the top of my head, I thought, you know what, there's something I could do with this because honestly, it's really competitive in the camera photography YouTube scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, like each lens would cost like 1,000, a couple $100, and all that.
Yeah.
And the content that you would get out of them is really little, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you could probably make like one review and another one shot examples. Probably that's it in the world of camera. So I got into gunpla because I thought, you know what? Maybe I can do something about this. This could be made into content. And then when I looked up into when I go back home, um, and I looked up on YouTube on gunpla videos, I found that they are not really up to the to the standards. You know, it's not really what I would watch personally. And then I just thought, you know what, maybe I could combine what I've learned during my photography journey into gunpla making, gunpla customizing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back. I bought two gunplas. So actually, I bought one, and another one was for free. It was the Destiny Gunpla, the RG, and a Build Strike, because both of them look kind of similar, and I kind of look things that look sharp. You know, those Japanese
Angles.
stuff. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I bought one of it, and then another one was for free, and I started making those customizations. So that the Destiny was the first ever gunpla that I got, and first ever gunpla that I built. And after I built it, I thought, you know what, this is freaking awesome.
Mm.
Never, we've seen gunplas. I've seen gunplas back in my high school days, and it was an item of luxury back then because it cost a lot
Oh yeah, that's true.
for a high schooler, right? I mean, it costs like
Yeah, $50, $60 master grade. No.
Right.
Yeah, true.
even $50 is a struggle when you were in high school, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
exactly. And then I thought, you know what? If this costs like $50 to make a video out of it, then I could probably do well. You get what I mean? I could keep this going, unlike the photography part,
Mhm.
Right.
That's true.
Okay.
right? So yeah, it was a decision based on the financial economics at first, but then once I got into it, I find that, man, I can really do something through this. You know,
Yeah. So
Ray Studios pops up. He was one of the first as well on the Gunpla scene, but he's unfortunately not part of the community because he's from China, right? So social media works very differently. He just posts on YouTube, right? And then I started watching Ray, and then I started watching Child of Mecca, got into his live streams as well at some point. And then EA Gunpla pops up as well. So all those people, they were there already before me,
Mhm.
right? So it's just so happened that I get the opportunity to combine my photography skill with the gunpla making, and I was not good at all. I mean, until today, I don't think I'm that good yet. The fact is that the whole point of the gunpla thing is that I do want to document my journey from a noob, a beginner in gunpla customizing to when I consider myself a pro, something like that. It's a
Correct.
journey.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely.
And throughout the videos, you can see from my first great ashtray video until today, you can see that there's a significant change in how I do things, the style, the tools I use, and stuff like that as well. So that's how I got into the hobby. It's purely based on the fact that it's an economic decision, you
Mm.
know, to
Which
because
make which makes sense, right? Because not all of us we go like how you said you're into photography, filmography, stuff like that. I'm learning to I'm kind of dipping my foot in that as well, right?
Mhm.
And looking at these lenses and man, like you said, so a Sony G lens is starts off
Great,
almost $1,000, and it's
exactly,
you talking about a Sigma lens, and it's if you're not backed by a company or a sponsorship by Sigma,
right.
by Sony, where you could test out these, or if you're not like a big name in the
Mhm.
community, like a your average consumer or a
Uh, the
Think
other big,
Media,
the Peter McKinnon,
yep,
if you, right?
and to where you could test out these lenses, the photography and the film
Right,
side is definitely something hard to get into.
right.
So
Right.
definitely understand
So
why you moved over to another lane.
exactly. I mean, honestly, I idolize Peter McKinnon. I mean, he is
Mm,
God to me. I mean, so if you can see, there's a lot of style that is pretty similar to how I edit my videos, and the
Right.
pace of it, and use of the tunes, the music, and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of similarities if you look into it. And I wanted to be the Peter McKinnon of the YouTube gunpla world, basically.
Right.
gotcha. That's dope,
Yeah,
man. Well, that's
right.
dope. I'm glad to hear that, man. That like I said, that be able to transition out of one to another, and especially if it's
Right.
economic, I don't blame you for doing it. To be honest with you, to be
And
honest
it
with
sounds
you,
like
Right.
gunpla eventually became a passion of yours. It might not have started
It
out as
is.
a
yeah,
right something like you were super into, but then you got into it and like, man, like one, not only am I good at this, I can make money with this, but I enjoy it, and that's all
yeah,
something like you
Yep.
would want in a hobby.
yeah.
Yep.
Because
I mean,
I know people all the time. Like my buddy, he just now getting into Gundams. He's 30 something years old, right? So you could jump in at any time, right? We all like people in the community always think like we all should be doing this since we were like 6 years old. There's people in
mhm.
the community, especially in the States, that 2020 COVID is when they got into it. So
Right.
for you to start off at 2019 and to see where you are now, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Next
Thank
up,
you.
the next question is: so, do you have a routine before you do your builds? Anything like that?
My routine is a bit weird. I mean,
Hmm.
it is kind of weird because whenever I start a build, I would take a shower.
Every
Or
time, huh?
Okay. Okay.
every time, whenever I start building, I would take a shower. That's for sure. Because the fact is that I live in Malaysia. It's always hot here.
Mm,
It's hot and humid, so it gets sticky. You know,
yeah,
so
Right.
yeah.
we get wet wind, not dry wind.
Gotcha.
So every time I before I start, I need to clear my mind, and jumping into a shower definitely does help that. And then I have a little bit of a OCD freak basically. So right now the background that you see and everything now is actually I'm in the middle of a build. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm building a this is a magma base for the HG build the IBL build that I built a long time ago.
Mm,
Just creating a base for him. I'm sending this out to a customer, to be honest,
Okay.
because I do sell all my stuff when
okay.
I'm done with it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
got you.
So
It's a smart play. Speaking as somebody who keeps almost everything he builds, don't let this fool you. In the very next room, there's no room left.
All Gundam boxes.
Yeah.
They're all Gundam boxes.
right, right. I mean, honestly, I can't keep everything, right?
Yeah.
And then if someone reach out to me, and I've always been vocal on this about me selling my stuff as well because I just couldn't keep all of them because at the end of the day they would just accumulate dust and I couldn't appreciate them because I've already moved on to the next project, right? And then to put them on up on display, I don't think anybody in my house would appreciate them as well.
Mm. I got
right?
Yeah, the misses will just
I
brush
would
past it.
rather exactly. I would rather that my work gets to find a house that really enjoy them basically.
I understand. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I do keep several of the iconic pieces. Like for example, the Baba Toss is still with me.
That Joker Sazabi.
Uh, no, Joker Sazerac was so pretty long time ago. The Baba Toss with the bike.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Scratch
I
that
got
bike.
the Batman is still with me. I mean, personally, I love Batman.
Fire. That shit is fire.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, routine wise, that's the routine, man. I mean, it's a bit
That's
weird, but it gets me
Hey.
into the zone when it is.
Hey, if
That's
it works, it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick question for you, off topic. When that Sazabi Joker, me and CD always talked about it. Is it the Joker? Is it the Joker from Batman, or is it Kamen Rider Joker?
It's the Joker
It-
from Batman. It was
Ah.
I was referring to Heath Ledger,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
and then
Right.
with the haha thing, it's also a take on the the modern Joker,
Yeah.
Jared Leto with
Gotcha.
the haha. Yeah.
Got you.
All right, now we got the answer, yo. We've
To-
been
to
going
be-
back and forth.
To be fair, I knew it was Heath Ledger Joker from the beginning, but no
Right.
one asked.
Who wouldn't, right? When you talk about Joker,
We were too into it.
Yeah. It was like, yo, this Joker Kamen Rider, it's the same colors. Yo. He did the Sazabi in the same colors as the Joker Kamen Rider. I mean,
I was looking around like, guys, it's Batman.
Austin, man. Go ahead and ask him the next one, man.
Yeah. Are there any builds that you have abandoned or anything that you just like you were working on and maybe halfway through you thought, yeah, I'm not feeling it anymore, put it to the shelf, and then a whole year goes by, you turn around and you're like, oh my god, it's still there.
no, I have never abandoned any builds that I have started.
Oh wow.
However, there are a lot of builds that I want to get to but didn't get to.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
So that's a straight answer. No bullshit here. Never abandoned anything, any builds so far. I mean, just 2020 alone and 2021. I think 2020 alone, I think I built like 50 builds.
50 build.
A lot
Are
of
you
them
building
were
any
not-
of these for yourself, or are they all
mostly
made
commission builds. All I could say all of them.
Okay.
Right, and then some of them I got the owners. Some of them I got the owners' permission to be published into videos and give them credit as well. At the end, as you can see, some of the videos
Mm-hmm.
I do give credits like this is like a commission bill and all that stuff. But yeah, but mostly people just want to get private. So yeah. I mean, I think close to 50 in a year. So it was the production. My production time was 9 days, basically,
90?
Wow.
from start to end.
Put a whole kit out. Wow.
A whole kit in 9 days?
Yeah, from straight build to fully built, plus editing and posting.
Wow.
Yikes. That's
Yeah, 9 days, and then a
that's
couple
dedication,
extra
man.
for any margin of errors.
That's dedication. That's dedication, man.
That's better than my month and a half by a few days.
No one. I mean, no judgment here. Nobody is judging anyone. Everybody works at their own pace. I mean, I do this for a living, so I have to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's true.
I,
That's true.
I wish I could do it for a living. I wish I could do it for a living.
You can. You definitely can.
So next question, Austin.
Yeah. If you were in charge of Bandai, if let's say one day Studio G, you've been elected the new president of Bandai, congratulations.
Mhm.
What is something you would change on your reign of power?
Wow, this is big because the thing is that I've always wanted to be sponsored by Bandai because I help them move a lot of kids. Right. I mean, not directly, but the fact is that, I mean, a lot of community members were doing so as well because when you build a kit and you find that it's awesome, regardless of whether you like the kit or not. For example, one of my favorite was the RG New Gundam. It was so well constructed. Automatically, you would be telling, hey man, this is an awesome kit. I know you don't like New Gundam probably, but you should try out this kit. The engineering is awesome because sometimes we do get into the mechanics of things, not just how it looks, but how it was made as well. That's part of the craft from Bandai. But Bandai don't give credits to the community, to be honest.
That's true.
Right? They don't voice out. I mean, I'm not too sure if this is a cultural thing or this is just how they work, but they haven't reached out to people who has been building this community, right? Especially the Western side. right?
Mhm.
Because the thing is that on Gundam, what's that store called again? What, gunpla base?
Yeah, Gundam. Yeah, the Gundam base.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gundam base. They do showcase Japanese artists' work, right?
Mhm.
But I haven't seen any Westerners, to be honest,
Yeah.
work to be put on shelf as well. So if I were Bandai, I would definitely, sponsor the community, with kids, especially creators. So they would get some informed education as well, for those people who does reviews and all that. Because if you're talking about, oh no, big companies don't do that. No, that's wrong. Actually, Canon is big enough. Sony is big enough. They have been sponsoring content creators online to get their stuff out, to be reviewed, to be built, to be tested.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
is true. You have a good point because I remember one time I was watching a video and Sony sent another YouTuber like an actual camera to take pictures of because he was
Yeah.
such a great photographer and they allowed him to review it and talk about it. And now you bring up a good point. Bandai, I don't think Bandai has ever done that actually.
No, they have done it once with me through their subsidiary, but that is an American company called Bandai Namco Works or something. Right, that is the American extension of them. They reached out to me once to promote their mobile game. That's why they reach out. It's not to reach out to get sponsored. Really,
Check out
really.
this page. Mhm.
Gotcha. So they reached out to you to kind of push their product and not really like a cohesive. Let's
Yeah, it's
join
not,
together.
it's not exactly Gunpla kits that everybody wants. It's the Gunpla mobile game.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
The brand name of Gundam.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
CD, bro, take it away.
What was your favorite kit to build? We've all seen a lot of your stuff, but what was the one you enjoyed building the most?
I would say I have three kits on par with one another.
Okay.
Number one would be the Barbatos MG. That's for sure. Right? I built two of them. I built more of them behind the scene, replicating the one that I've showed online. And then I love the Jesta. I actually built four Jestas.
Yikes.
There we go.
Austin's a big Jester fan.
I'm a Jesta fan.
I love Jesta in the Unicorn series, in the UC series. They look great, but the kit they look squished. That's the problem. I mean, the waist is kind of too short, so all four of them I did like waist extension for them, just like the one I did that showed on the video. I think it's necessary, and please fix that, Bandai, if you're watching this.
We were talking about proportions on the show
Right.
one time, and Coop was telling me he's like, I don't see proportions. I'm telling no man, I'm telling you, proportions are
You
important.
can see a
because-
stumped Gundam.
Yeah, they're stumped or there's something always off a bit, and you have
Right.
to change it.
Exactly. Jesta is one of the stumpy, I would say. I mean, got stumped. Basically, the waist got cut short, or maybe he grew horizontally. But yeah, Jesta was one of it that was my favorite, even though he looked stumpy. The other one, the last one would be GM Sniper.
There you go. The GM
Yeah.
Sniper.
Solid one.
GM Sniper is a good one.
Are
Jester.
you a big UC fan?
Not until I watched the series on Netflix. Because
Gotcha.
of the plastic and all that. The story
Mhm,
makes
yeah.
sense. I mean, it's not as political as the other Gundam movies,
Mhm.
other Gundam anime as well. So, and who doesn't love watching Unicorn transform? to be
Yeah, that
honest?
is.
Right.
Yeah. What's your favorite unicorn? The Phoenix, Banshee, or the standard?
Honestly, I like Banshee because of the color scheme. I like the orange and black, but he wasn't featured that heavily.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
that's
anime,
true.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
You like the standard Banshee with the claw, or like the Norn?
I like the claw.
The claw. I'm a big
Okay.
fan of the Norn. I'm the big fan of the Norn. Go
Right.
ahead. Go ahead, CD.
Who are some of your favorite builders? I know you mentioned Child of Mecca, and
Right.
you're watching Yay Gunpla too as well before you kind of got big
Yep.
into the space.
Yep.
Ray Studio
So-
as well. You said.
Basically, I watch Chao Omega for sure. He's one of the idol to start with, basically, that I started with. And then Ray, unfortunately, Ray, we couldn't reach out to Ray. I mean, I spoke to Chao Omega a couple of times while we were doing our Gunpla talk show back then. Right, so Chao Omega, Ray, I mean, EA Gunpla, we're both from Malaysia, and his work is clean, top notch. Always has been, right? It's his awesome.
Mhm.
Basically, just this three person for now.
Okay,
My
gotcha.
me that I would correlate with my style. Like for example, Child Maker has always done something complicated, like crazy stuff,
Right.
right? With his hummingbird build, it's
Mhm.
amazing. The whole thing was like pretty much hand built, and then with Ray, it's the crazy side of things. Like we all seen his stuff. He scratch built the entire Gundam area, right? And
Turns
the
phones
split
into model kits.
exactly. So yeah.
He's
So
wild,
he's a
man.
crazy guy, and then EA Gunpla, he has the aesthetic that I'm looking for as well. Like a
Mm.
swap collar on the one arm. Oh my god, that one
Yeah.
little change changed the whole thing, right? So I mean, everybody has their own distinctive style that I really like, and that's why I idolize them.
That's what's up,
That's dope,
man.
man.
That's what's up. I mean, what? How is the competition out in Malaysia when it comes to like? Do y'all do Gunpla builds? Like, for an example, we have a store called Hobbytown USA in the states, and Hobbytown in a couple of weeks is going to be doing their version. Well, GWBC. So every now and then, like maybe 2, 3 times a year, Hobbytown will put on a competition, and we have another one here for Austin and I locally called Old Dominion Open, which is part of IPMS Train, which is another model kit. But they do also tanks, Gundam, sci-fi, a little bit more model kit, not necessarily Gunpla, but it's
Right.
growing. How is the competition out there when it comes to? Do you enter any competitions, or are you like, you know what, I'm just going to stay away. I want to just do my commissions, and that's that.
Now, that's the thing. I've never got any work that I think that is good enough for a competition because obviously, if we're in a competition, we need to win it, right?
Yeah.
And some of the pieces that are the work pieces that I've seen on GBWC Malaysia was crazy awesome because it comes with the diorama. It has a whole fantasy concept to it. Some guy turned a gunpla into a bird. Like a phoenix bird and something like that. Some
Mhm.
guy scratch built a dragon to go alongside with the Gundam. Oh my god, it's crazy. So I don't think, and I'm definitely not confident enough, to say that I'm at that level yet.
Would you do it though? You think you'll ever feel confident enough in your work to be able to I want to step out and see if I can bring home some
Definitely,
art out.
that's for sure. It's part of what I want within my journey
Yeah.
in work in customizing Gunpla. That's for sure. Definitely, GBWC was one of it, and then the other one is called the Maizaku Orazaku.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the competition that Ray won. So I want to give it a try as well one day.
Gotcha. How's the community out there on a normal day to day in Malaysia? Is it like, because again, Austin and I, CD as well, we go like tomorrow, well, Saturday for us,
Mhm.
every Saturday at Hobbytown is Gundam Day. Where you come in, you can build your Gundams, you can sit down, chit chat with a couple of people. How's the community out there? Is it kind of introverted, like everybody's reserved, stay away, or is it welcoming, like, hey, come on in? Is be honest with you, is it toxic, or you don't even want to get into it? How's the community out there?
Honestly, the community in Malaysia is not as outspoken as the Americans or the Westerners. That's for
Mm,
sure.
Mhm.
The fact is that we do not have any giant hobby stores.
mm,
Everything is privately owned, and then it's sometimes location is a problem as well for people to gather and get together and build. So, but there are community builds and all that stuff happening from time to time. However, it's not a regular thing,
gotcha.
right? And then usually, but people do rally around GBWC because it's usually being displayed in a mall.
Mm,
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like a community hotspot where people can just pop in. They will get kids involved and all stuff like that. That's
oh,
that's
that's dope.
where you can really see the community happening. Other than that, usually on normal days it would be like what you described, kind of a little bit introverted.
Gotcha. That's dope though. To see it in the mall would be crazy. That'd be pretty
Yeah.
For
crazy.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
where I get to see all this work as well. And then there's a lot of people who does like live streams while they were there on their Facebook pages, or some people
Mhm.
who just take like really intricate photos and post them up.
Hmm.
their own poll going on, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and even speaking about that, that's actually one of my favorite things. That's actually what kind of got me into gunpla, or at least taking it a little bit more seriously. Is that there was YouTube channels of some guy actually in Malaysia, and he was showing that the kits are behind the glass, but it's just in the middle of a mall, and they have like a pop-up Gundam store that you can buy like premium Bandai stuff or limited edition stuff right there. So
That's
you
dope.
see this huge cavalcade of people, and I kept thinking, I was like, oh man, it'll be pretty cool if I could, if we could go and
Right,
do
have
that.
something
So
like
I
that.
started, yeah. So I started going.
It's coming your way in every state.
You think we're gonna get it here in the States?
Definitely. It's one of the oldest strategy in marketing.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
come out from a company to do like a roadshow. It's called roadshow, right?
Mhm.
So, unfortunately, in Malaysia, there's only one city center. That's it, in Kuala Lumpur.
Gotcha.
But in the States, you guys got 50 of them. So,
Yeah, it's true too.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
a huge country compared to us, right?
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, we appreciate it, man. It's been fun getting to know the man behind the gun, getting to know the man behind the camera, getting to know the man behind the nippers. Let's talk about the reason why we're here, man. Here in the States, the community is in an uproar.
Yeah.
Right.
It's getting wild. It's getting crazy. People dragging your name through the mud, and this is why we wanted to bring you up here, so you be able to clear your name and be able to have people hear both sides of the story. Because, like I always tell people, there's actually three sides of the story, right? There's your side, the other side, and the truth. There's always three sides to the story, and everybody's truth is going to be a little different. So, for the people that's fellow listeners on, because we do stream on Spotify as well, Studio G's about to go ahead and dive into the explanation. So if you maybe been hiding under a rock, or you just try to stay out of the drama, you just here to build kits, and you're watching the episode, or you're listening to it with your family or whatever, he's about to explain what's been going on, and we about to deep dive into a little bit more further.
Give us a little timeline.
What's been going on. So on you, Studio.
Right. So the whole situation started back in 2022 because I wanted to bring rare kits to a lot of people, right?
Mhm.
Because in the Western side of things, the fact is that there's not much selection. There's always been a problem. So I believe I brought in quite a lot of P-Bandais, especially, and then I brought in a lot of Psycho Zakus as well that you guys were missing out.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of big, bulky, and rare kits that was brought into the business, and then it got spun out of hand because of the first of all, it started with the Ukraine Russian war, where all the petroleum prices got hiked up, and then one thing that killed the business at first would be the fuel surcharges from FedEx. It went from 19%. So, for example, like if you're shipping a thing, like if you're shipping like this thing, for example,
Okay.
and then it costs $100 to ship it. Just a figure.
Okay.
There's usually delivery charges on top of the base charge. So the base charge would be, for example, $100, and then there would be more charges on top.
Okay.
And then one that is a variable that changes according to the market on a weekly basis, that would be the FedEx fuel surcharges.
Okay, I got you. I don't think we have that in the States. When I go to FedEx and drop something off, it's always been kind of like the box dimensions. Here it is. This is the price. It's always been kind of like the same price. So this is new information. Is fuel surcharge.
Fuel surcharges, yeah. So FedEx, they weigh their stuff two ways. One is by actual weight, another one by volumetric.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Gundam boxes, being that they're so big and all that stuff, this is why I've introduced ship without the box as well at one point, right? So, but yeah, just trying to get around the system. But the thing is that with Gunpla boxes being so big, and then to have the carton boxes outside of it, I mean, there's only so much size that you can accommodate to. So most of the time when people order one or two, there's quite a lot of wasted space,
Yeah.
in the box, but it's still being counted that way.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So most of the time we're losing money, even though when we charge like $35 to $55 to ship a kit. The thing is that we are still losing money because of the fuel surcharges. And one thing about FedEx account is that they will give you an estimated price, but not the real price. And the estimated price is not actually, it doesn't include the surcharges, which was when I got started was 19%.
Okay.
So $100 with a few surcharges would be $119.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, it went up to 49% during the Ukraine war.
That's
So
big.
exactly, so that it's up to half of the base price already. So instead of 119, it became 149, something like
Yeah.
that. Right. So for a business, and then we don't have any insights or visibility on how things were sent and all that stuff and how fast it is, and because they bill us on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. So when the bill came, it's like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Mm.
And on top of our head, we only get the estimated price.
Gotcha.
So because we have no visibility on the fuel surcharges, and that's the thing that killed us.
Oh, okay. So you wasn't able to see what the actual price was. You was kind of okay. Gotcha.
Until you got that bi-weekly statement.
Exactly.
Oh,
So, and the thing is that we have already done a subsidization at the back from our end, like $5 to $10 to keep the prices not too high.
Mhm.
You get what I mean? Right? And then on top of that, plus the surcharges, it basically kind of killed the business. So back in, we were running from 3rd of January, I launched to the G.store. Up until June, I closed it down. No more shipping, no more selling. At one point, that was it. Because at that point, I mean, we as a company, I have a partner that haven't come to light yet, but you guys will hear more about him. So I do have a operation partner. The marketing side. He's the operational side, meaning that he handles day-to-day business stuff. Not me.
Gotcha.
I'm the front. Right.
That makes sense.
So basically, things went out of control, and then we shut the whole thing off, meaning that back then we were consolidating all the stocks that we have into 2 separate shipping containers. One is kind of like low value, and another one is with the POs and stuff like that. So we were waiting for the MGX and all that to arrive. Once they did, pack it up because it takes 2 months from Malaysia to ship it to the States.
Sheesh. Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
Right. So we got our POs. Boom. We put it in the container, ship it out the next day, basically, just like that.
Okay.
Right. So the MGX was in. The perfectibility was in as well. Right. It's based on how we categorize things. Based on box sizes. Because the warehouse kind of need that kind of categorization so that when they do the unboxing, it would be do the unboxing and put them on the shelf in Delaware. It would be systematic for them, based on size.
That makes sense.
Make it easier on
Right.
that end.
Sorry.
So that was making it easier on that end. Who was distributing? Who are you guys getting the kits from?
We were getting the kits from Malaysia, basically, the Malaysian distributor. And then we engaged with a warehouse in Delaware to run this whole thing.
You said in Delaware in the state?
Yeah, Delaware in the States. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say the name or anything, right? So I mean that's out of the question.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, that's fine.
They have done a shitty job as well, to be honest. So so they were expecting a shipment and then it never arrived. So until the end, one of the containers got released, and it was the low value one. That's why you see when during January when it got released, most of the stuff that was on sale, there was never any PGs or anything bigger than that. Even bigger boxes, MGs were not available as well because those were in the other containers.
That makes sense. Gotcha.
So the whole shipment got seized because I think I did break some laws there, and I got punished for it, right? Because I was importing without license.
Okay. And you were unaware of that. You didn't know that going in?
No, honestly, because we have been sending kids to the States.
Yeah.
Right?
Already, gotcha.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna act like I'm totally innocent in this and all that. We were told as well that you guys might be breaking the commercial value here, like the commercial, the barrier. But
Mhm.
at that point, I mean, we have to take a risk because the whole business was in jeopardy already
Yeah.
because of the shipping prices, and we got a lot of pressure from FedEx and our shipping partners as well because we owe them money as well,
Yeah. So
right?
you kind of stuck your neck out on the line, and be like, yeah, I'm breaking it. I'm breaking
Right,
the breaking the rules. The law's getting broken, but I got to make sure
Yeah,
these kids get out.
banking on those
right,
kids getting to
Yeah,
Delaware.
get into this. Yeah. Mm.
exactly. So it's a risk that we're all willing to take, and unfortunately, it failed, and we got heavily punished for it. I mean,
Yeah.
not by law, but I mean, yes, by law, it was seized as well,
Mhm.
right?
Gotcha.
Right, but yeah, I mean the lash that came with it was really bad as well because the thing is that the sales was done in January with the release kits
Mhm.
on my store, but I did not make a single cent out of it, not 1 cent,
Mm.
because every sale comes with free shipping, right? And shipping free shipping over $100 basically at that point, and then we got charged heavily for that as well from the warehouse in Delaware because first of all they were not using the optimized boxes based on the size of the gunpla.
Mm.
Basically, it was like almost at one point it was almost like one box fits all. Maybe you ordered two SD, but it would ship this way, something like that,
Mm.
Okay.
That makes
right?
sense.
They were not listening to. They were not following to the SOPs that we did and all that stuff, and then we got charged for that as well. So on a weekly basis, I was paying him a retainer fee of 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 2,500,
Dang.
and
Hold up.
that was all the money from the sales. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I still gotta make refunds for the PO, right?
Uh,
The how the thing got shipped out to them to the states, it's when I borrowed money from my aunt, two aunts basically. The shipment cost to ship was somewhere around 25K USD.
mhm.
So and like borrow me like close to 20K, the other one fill up the rest so that we could ship these two containers to from Malaysia
To the
to
states.
yeah.
The
And then
container that got seized, what was that projected value of that one?
uh with the oh my god, I think close to 250K total.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean retail value,
Yeah,
not
but
the
still,
distributor
that's
value.
that's backbreaking for any business,
Yeah. Yeah,
especially
Right.
absolutely.
But I mean it's a lot for a Malaysian company to be honest because your currency is 4.6 to us. You know,
Mm.
right.
Oh,
one
yeah.
dollar, four and a half dollars here in Malaysia.
Damn. So you talking
Mhm.
about that's over? You said a quarter million in USD?
It's close to a million US.
Yep.
It's close to a million ringgit in retail value that got
Mm.
seized. I mean, some part of it was released, but I've never
Yeah.
gotten to actually how much was it. Basically,
Gotcha.
because we were making a loss anyway at that point,
Right.
Gotcha.
right?
Sorry to hear
So
that, man.
yeah, it's all right. I mean, I took the risk, and then it failed, and then somehow, you know what? At the end of the day, I deserve whatever it is because it was not a good or clever business decision.
Yeah. And you realizing that and taking accountability of it
Admitting to
right
it.
now,
Right.
admitting to it is that's a big step. That's a big step.
Hmm.
Now, next question. Let me ask you this, because at the end of the day, people work hard for their money, right? We go to work, things like that. We pay bills like everybody else around the world. So the next question is, why are the refunds taking so long? What's holding up the process with the refunds?
I can only answer this with one sentence. I don't have the money.
Just don't have the money.
I just don't have the money, and the money came in from YouTube. Was not that great after COVID,
Yeah,
honestly.
Mhm.
During COVID time, I can okay. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys.
that's all we can ask for. Be transparent.
That's
Keep
it.
it funky.
This is not really well known to be. This is not general practice for YouTubers, but I'm gonna disclose how much YouTube is paying me.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Everybody should be wondering, like, is Studio G
Right.
making big bucks, sitting on a bunch pile of money? But the fact is that during the peak time, right, the really well time of me getting millions of views, that would be 2 to 3K US dollar per month. I have the statement. I have a statement. I can open up the analytics to show you guys. Nowadays, after COVID reopened, I think everybody got. I think everybody suffered as well. You know,
Yeah.
because getting back to the real world, all the views got a hit, and all the revenues got cut as well. So now I'm at $600 to $700
$600 to $700 a video a month.
a month.
Is it per video or just in general?
In general. The revenue falls heavily on how much views you get for the entire month, for the entire 8 days. So basically, yeah, it went from 3K to $700. And I've seen other videos of YouTube disclosing, other YouTubers disclosing their earnings from YouTube as well. The thing is that YouTube pays the hobby creators a lot less than other sectors.
Yeah, that makes sense. YouTube's pay scheme, from what I understand, is that usually it's tended more toward base of people who bring in more higher views by making more frequent videos, and that leads more toward people like daily vlogging, prank videos,
Short, the YouTube shorts,
short and quick,
Because our
in and
attention
out.
spans are this big
And
now.
yeah, and gunpla making I don't even think gunpla making can really fit in that unless you're doing a straight build out of the box. And even then, there's only so many you can do with that before that format gets stale and you have to find something else.
Yeah, like the ASMR format got stale pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah. That was at really high, like you said, during COVID. The ASMR ones.
Yep,
Everybody enjoyed those.
Kudos to Gio San Pedro for starting the whole thing.
Yeah.
I gotta give him credit. He's a good friend of mine.
He is that. His work is crazy too. That's the one that did the Full Armor Unicorn, the Liger Zero, all of it. I binge watched all his stuff too, and he also is into like the camera and the photography side as well, right?
Yeah. So we have a lot of common interests as well at that point, and he's the one who kind of like helped me and like launched me into the path of being a full-time YouTuber at that point, because of the collab that I did with him on the new Gundam.
I got you.
Yeah.
So long story short is you just the funds aren't
revenue
there
anymore.
The funds aren't there.
No, the funds on there. I was in debt with not only the customers but also the companies, the shipping companies. Previously, I'm in debt with FedEx as well at this point because I still haven't finished the payment. We come up with a installment plan that I'm paying monthly as well. And I've been doing refunds honestly since January.
Since January,
after the wholesale thing finished, when I got some money, I did refund some people. And then after that, it has been a crawl where, okay, I got a job. I got a day job, right? And it's not paying a lot because the fact is that I quit the job scene for so long, I couldn't get back to where I was immediately.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Like anybody else. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
So you got a day job to basically help fund the refunds.
You can say that. Oh, no. Wait. The day job is to fund my family needs.
Correct.
The fact is that I do have a daughter that goes to international school here in Malaysia because she's not Malaysian, right? I mean, to go to a free school to get free education in Malaysia, first of all, you got to be a citizen, and she's not. Second of all, at least you gotta speak Malaysian, but she doesn't. So I have no choice but to send her to an international school. I don't think that my daughter should suffer because I failed.
Yeah, that's true too.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the thing. My family suffered a lot because of this. We moved from a comfortable house, not a fancy one, but like at least a comfortable one, to a 40-year-old house that currently I'm the rent I'm paying for a month is only $400. So the condition was not good as well. So I remodeled the whole thing with $1,000 budget. That's it. Like meaning that painted the whole house, fixed whatever that I could fix, built the kitchen cabinets from plywood and stuff like that, because it was really bad. The condition was clean, but it was bad. It wasn't.
Call that sweat equity. So you did that on your back, man. Sweat equity.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I've always know how to do piping, electrical work, and woodwork as well. So I did all that, and then And the thing is that I cannot let my daughter's education suffer because of
Oh yeah, I hear
I
that.
right.
So what's the at this point? I'm not trying to get into the whole dollar thing because at the end of the day, that's still your business. What's the I guess
Where are
a
we at on the,
timeline?
refunds?
Yeah, like what's the timeline on how far do you think you have to be to make sure everybody's clear? Like everybody on the end is refunded. Another
Uh,
3 months, 7 months. This time,
I
2 years
would,
from now.
yeah. So I would give it another 6 months to go. That's for
Mm,
sure because of a recent collaboration with Gallery. Right, there's a new airbrush company called Gallery. They believe in me. We connected on a personal level. They heard my story, and then the thing is that a lot of the stuff that I did was because of my immaturity, and I did not have a proper team to back me up. The fact is that I did mention that my partner, right?
Right.
I had an operational partner that bailed on me completely.
mm,
Mm.
gotcha.
Changed
So
his number. Fortunately, he didn't move house or anything, but he changed his number and all that stuff. And then
he's in Malaysia.
yeah, he's a Malaysian. He's a local partner because back then I was in the Philippines and then we were
Ah,
running things. So I would promote on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, and he would prepare the back end of it, and things
gotcha.
got out of control. So basically, yeah, he enjoyed the benefits, but he didn't bear through the pain together with me.
Yeah.
He just
Mm.
basically
Scam.
out, and then when I got back to Malaysia, when shit hit the fan, suddenly everything was on me. It
Yeah.
rained out on me basically, and at that point we had to let all our employees go.
Mm,
Right, I still have to say it publicly. If you guys are watching this, I have to say that I'm sorry that I couldn't afford your severance package. So at that point, everybody took some gunpla, and then that's it. Because I still had gunpla in the office, so
hmm
we
Right.
have nothing left. There's no money left. So you get as much as you can. Go ahead and get yourself some gunplas. I think one or two guys got the 3D printers, but didn't in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hassle.
Yeah.
How
Uh,
much staff did you employ?
at that point, I had like 6, 7 regulars, and then we have part-time people coming in as well.
Mm,
So
Mm.
yeah, during the time of hiatus, during June until like probably September when we ship out the items, the box in the stock in containers, there was no revenue from the company. So we were using our reserves to pay the employees the salary and stuff like that.
Mm.
gotcha.
Right. Well, still working things out, like for example, kickstarting G Academy, doing a lot more stuff within the company as well, trying
Mhm.
to branch out if any other revenue works. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. And
Gotcha.
so that's why by the time when we were about to ship out the containers, the company kind of ran out of money as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So you
So
started
you
the G Academy as another way to possibly bring funds in,
No, no,
or
no.
was that?
I started Geo Academy back then when I was in the Philippines, even without this
Mm.
business stuff going on,
mm,
because the tutorial videos were not getting as much views as my other customization video. So the thing is that I thought it would be a good idea to separate them out because YouTube started thinking that my tutorial Tuesday is my regular videos, and they will
mm,
promote it up to like 40K views and kind of stop. So that's not good in like analytical sense. So I
Right.
separate things out, started tutorial Tuesday on a separate channel instead.
gotcha.
Gotcha.
So we're looking, like you said, so roughly about 6, 8 months, and refunds will be probably out there where people
Yeah.
don't have to worry
So
about
I started the refund last Friday,
it. That's
right?
what's up.
When galleries money came into light into the bank account. So
Hmm
I've been doing that since I think for now I have refunded like I think 40 plus people,
That's what's up, man. That's the
right?
people we need to hear from. All these
Right.
people in the states that talking about where's our money. We need to hear from the 40 people that got their money.
Right.
Right.
We need to,
So the thing is that I mean, honestly, I've been called a scammer. I've been called, like a
yeah,
dick, soul, whatever. I'm not too sure
They've,
if you guys
they've
can say.
drug you through the mud, to say the least.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we've seen most of it. We've seen and heard a lot. So
I'm
Yeah,
pretty I'm pretty sure, and it affects me a lot mentally.
yeah, as it
I'm not,
should.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm only a human being as well, and the fact is that I'm standing here. I didn't run away. The fact
And
is that when all this came down crashing, and I was at least 250K in debt, I did not run away.
there you go. And that's all we can ask for as a man.
Yeah.
You stand on your principles. You know, you stand
I
feet
hope
to the
that
ground.
exactly. I hope that the audience would appreciate the fact that I did not run away. I took care. I took your bashing,
Hmm.
right? Because in my mind, I really do think that I deserve it. But the thing is that I can't do anything about it. And previously, I made several attempts on sending mass emails to all the customers who are affected by this issue. But the problem is that the more I send it, the more it became like an excuse.
Mm,
Mhm. Yeah,
that makes sense.
It
Let's
was it
get.
was it was a dilemma for me,
I
you know.
understand. I understand. So
Right.
let's dive into the next question, studio. Was what's is it true? Talk to us about what's going on with this material about this master class,
right.
Right.
because we're hearing plagiarism. We're hearing you take, people,
Taking free works from people.
yeah, and then putting it out there, charging people. What was the for the people that don't know? Let them know what the master class was. How much you were charging people per month, and where
And what
was
were they
this
getting out of it?
material?
And also,
What
Right.
I think this topic is the one too that probably has the most kind of
controversy behind it, right?
fog laid over it. Because I've been trying to research this topic for a couple days now, and even
Mhm.
me, I find like a lot of mixed messages between it. So, yeah,
Right. So, as anyone on Discord in the masterclass, the fact is that the masterclass itself is a $99 program, right? It's a one-time fee. It's not a monthly fee. It's not a subscription or anything. It's a one-time $99. You get 10 lessons with me. Each lesson it goes for 4 hours.
You
Okay,
get
4
10
hours.
lessons, 40 hours. So
Yeah.
one person gets 40 hours for $100.
No, no, one program is 40 hours in total.
Oh, okay.
One.
One person.
So
Gotcha.
each lesson is 4 hours. We got 10 lessons in total.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm tracking now. Okay. That's pretty
Right.
good. That's a good price.
Right.
$100.
So the thing is that because of my schedule and all that, I couldn't really, like take like the materials. It was basically to be used within the class itself as a
Mhm.
reference because the class was taught live. I had 3 cameras set up always. I got a macro camera, I got a wide camera, and I got the ultra wide camera as well. The top camera, the macro from here, and then I got one angle from the side as well. So there's 3 cameras, and those teaching materials basically are just references. You
Mm.
know, it wasn't meant to be violated as it is today. You get what I mean,
Yeah, I
right?
understand what you're saying.
The
So
thing is
did you
that
know that those were other people's works? That was my question.
yeah, I do know, but I did not
Okay.
vet them. To be honest, I did not vet them because
Oh,
the materials after I given my staff the outline, he will prepare the material, and then I would just come on board, go and stream because I already know what I'm gonna do. So and I already how you call it? I already preempt him on what are the lessons today, what kind of material should you look for, and stuff like that. And then just put it in the slides, and then let's get on with the class. So I did not vet them, honestly. I did not
Okay.
vet them. So that
So that,
is my fault. That is my fault, and I apologize for it. However, it wasn't used as bad as everybody say that it was. The whole class wasn't about me using the items and teaching alongside with it. I mean, I did real work in the class as well. You
yeah.
know,
and I think most people can tell the difference between reference material and then just using someone else's material as plagiarism for that. I mean, anybody who reads a comic book can tell, where someone just took another person's pictures or references and put it in there compared to somebody saying, taking a small clip and saying, hey, this is from yada yada. And what they were probably looking for was just this is from a parenthesis
yes.
part.
So no credits were given. That was the number one issue. I do know that, and I truly apologize to that to, uh,
Do you know who the people were?
yeah, Hobby Clubhouse and Gunpla 101. I
Uh,
found out. I found out the same way that you guys did
mm,
uh, from Wings Factor's the story. I did not
ah,
know.
Shout out to
I,
Wiz, man. She's been going crazy, but it sounds like
exactly,
you two have been working
exactly.
together. to
Yeah,
get this.
and I owe her a lot as well. So I gotta buy her dinner or something. I don't know, man. But the thing is that I did not know. I did not know who they were, the reference material, because I wasn't told as well.
Mm.
You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
apparently it was from Gunpla 101. I believe her name was Lauren. This is my public apology to you because I did not know. And the thing is that I did not vet the materials that was prepared by my staff back then, and I am truly, truly sorry for for not giving you the credit as should or shouldn't even use the material to start with.
Yeah.
Right,
Gotcha.
right. But I can assure you that your work has been appreciated. I mean, your guidelines are top notch. That's for sure. That's why I'm pretty sure why my staff use it. And the other one would be Hobby Clubhouse as well. I'm gonna do you right, and I apologize for all this stuff that has been happening. You have been putting up tutorials and stuff like that online as well, and I'm gonna give you credit for it. That's for sure. It's all in the works right now. I'm actually preparing like a public statement
Mm.
that would really express what's going on and my sincere apology as well.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, we appreciate that, and hopefully they appreciate it as well. That kind of also goes back. Well, this piggybacks off the next question, which was were you going back and checking on your team for any of this stuff? Like, so, what
No.
you said you didn't vet it, so that was through the whole process, and it just when you found out, it just hit you when everything was already done.
Right.
So the
Yeah.
process was already done.
The fact is that I trusted my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have?
I trusted my team like I should.
Mhm.
And then because they are in the Gunpla world themselves, right?
Mm.
Because essentially I hired the team because I posted on my YouTube and Instagram that I'm hiring, and obviously people who follow me would be fans of Gunpla as well. They are part of the community, and then they wanted to work where it's an environment where it's Gunpla friendly as well. So they came and worked,
So
right?
got understood.
So the lessons and all that usually if you notice the referencing part they are only I would say they were only most of the basic stuff like um, we didn't do anything about scribing and all that because it was live demonstration and at the end of it there was no referencing material at all.
Mm, gotcha. Makes.
Like
Did you have one person from your team handling all this? And if so, was it? Did
it
you?
was one person because he was the last one that I retained that I couldn't let go.
Gotcha. It was What was? Did he give you any type of explanation? Like, man, where did you get this from? Like, you got this off of these people and didn't credit them. But what was his explanation behind getting the photos?
I really don't know, but the thing is that I don't think that he should be blamed for this,
Okay,
honestly,
gotcha.
because I could have vetted it, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's my fault because I did not check with him, or did you get this, or did you give them credit, or you know what, did you write in the reference material? I did not do all that. So at the end of the day, it falls back on me.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's a point to like kind of pinpoint who's to blame at this point, right? It's kind of pointless because it goes through me at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
Were you able to finish all 10 of your lessons?
No,
Did you-
unfortunately, the first I can tell this. The first lesson, everything was set up and everything. 3 people attended out of the 11 that was the 11 that bought the program, and then consecutively for the following weeks, it was maximum 2 people in the class.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna. I don't know how to word this properly, but as a tutor, it's kind of demoralizing as well from my side because because there was only 2 people who came on board, and then I did ask on the Discord group as well. Should we vote for a new time? You know, maybe the time zone isn't doing people right. Why is the turnout so bad? You know, I'm trying to fix things as well. So we did get on a new time and a new time zone. Basically, it was midnight for me, right? It was 1 a.m. my time until 5 a.m. my time. So the routine was I would start setting up the whole setup because I don't have like a podcast room or anything like that. Basically,
Yeah.
one table, one background. That's it. right? So what I do was I have to shuffle things around, you know. So there's a lot of effort setting up 3 cameras, basically, together with Streamlabs that is going on, you know, with all this live streaming software and all that, and then a Zoom subscription as well. While I was being financially hit, that was an issue as well. I do want to give a shout out to Nathan Teal. He wanted to give me his premium Zoom account to do this class, but I just couldn't accept gifts that expensive. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Credits to you, Nathan. I know Nathan is the only one who attended almost every single one. He missed the last one though. Right. Teal, thank you so much for
Shout
the
out to
support.
you, Nathan.
Exactly. And when we take breaks, we would like to have a one-on-one chat. So that kind of relieved me from the pressure that from everything that's going on as well. So yeah, the turnout for the lessons were not great. So a lot of people were relying on the recorded part. So the thing is that I do not think that it serves the purpose if it's all recorded.
Yeah, because you could just do that on your own and just put it out there.
Yeah, I could get on YouTube and do that.
The whole point of having a live lesson is that you can do questions. You know,
Yeah.
do questions, or if you're working along, maybe you hit a problem that you can ask me that is probably outside of the question, probably outside of the class scope as well. So that is the real that is what I wanted in the beginning, but it just maybe everybody is just so busy and all that, so they couldn't turn out. They were relying on those recorded versions of the lessons to get through. And the fact is that I don't think that I've done a good enough job to make those recorded lessons worth their money and worth their time. So I'm really sorry about that. Because at the end of the master class, I had to let the staff go as well. I have no more money to support.
Yeah, gotcha.
And at the end of the day, I owed him money as well from his salary because I just couldn't afford anybody at that point.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
I owed him somewhere around I don't know how much, but it's been cleared since. Okay, it's been cleared this time around. Recently, he was cleared last week, and I'm happy to say that finally I can clear his debt.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you standing on your ground again, paying people back, paying your debts, and apologizing again. That's what you're supposed to do as a man and a human being. So that's what's up. Next up, man, what are you keeping a store? What is the store going to be open? Or are you bouncing back around?
You gonna bring it back? Yeah.
You gonna bring it back?
Unfortunately, no. I'm not gonna do retail business anymore.
I don't blame you. Jack.
Understandable. Yeah.
Understandable.
Right? It's just not me. It's not my fault. I mean, it brings me more sadness, more pressure that is not necessary.
Yeah.
Because fortunately, the currency also plays into a big factor here. $700 is more than enough to pay my rent at this point.
Yeah.
Right. Some leftovers as well. I do not own a car anymore. I sold my car as well to pay off the debts that I can. So yeah, it's been great. It's I'm not gonna go into that business ever again, honestly. And
Smart man.
I also this opportunity as well to say that I'm gonna stop selling G-Paint as well.
Okay.
Right, but I do have a boatload of it because it was produced locally here in Malaysia. Right, at least 2 months. I do know that there's a controversy going on with Zerk being the paint, the real paint, and then I'm just private labeling. That is not true at all. That is not true. I know.
So
I know.
is it from Zerk?
No, it's manufactured by the same company who does Zerk.
But it's not Zerk paint. It makes sense.
I didn't go into Zerk and say I want this color to be mine. I want this color to be mine. I want this color to be mine. That is not how it is. We paid real money for it, and then we did the labels ourselves. We did the bottling ourselves as well.
The box and all that, man. They got some. Y'all got some paint.
So the thing is that after we establish the grounds, because the thing is that the money has to be made somewhere for me to start real products, right?
Yeah.
Because, and then once we got that part done, immediately I kickstart my own development, which is the primalist scratch-resistant G-Paint that you guys know today. That was done by a subsidiary company from Kansai Paint, based in Malaysia. right? You guys can go check out on it. Yeah, but basically, they have a minimum quantity that we have to order to kickstart. So, and it's really expensive. The
Yeah.
fact is, there were barrels and barrels being delivered to the manufacturing office, our manufacturing office. I was employing somewhere around 12 to 14 high school, no, not high school, sorry, not high school, university
Yeah.
part-time students to come and do the bottling,
Yeah. Gotcha.
because nothing was automated for my part. I have to invest in those machines that could that could do all this, and it's way too expensive to have a proper production line that, like you see,
An assembly line. Yeah.
right? I do not have that money, so we do manual labor instead. All the labels will stick manually as well.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Right? That's why there's an error sometimes where it's red, but you get like blue. What the hell is that? The label is blue.
That's the human error.
Exactly, that's the human error that comes into part. So the thing is that yes, it's the V1 was manufactured by the same manufacturer that has Zerg, but it's not Zerg. The V2 was a completely new development, right? That I can be shut off.
You're gonna shut it. You're gonna shut it down.
Right, I'm gonna shut it down because I am not gonna manufacture anymore. I don't have the money. What can I do, right?
Yeah, I don't blame you. Absolutely, that's for the Studio G paint. Typically, so I think here is exclusively with new type. It's exclusively in the States with new type, right?
At one point it is, but it isn't anymore.
It isn't anymore.
It's sold on Gunpla Place as well.
Gunpla Place.
Gunpla Place. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Austin, ask the next one, bro.
Yeah. So some people say that you were truly in for it just for the money, and I guess the question that really should be asked then is what do you say for the people who say that you're not passionate about Gunpla? Is there anything you can probably just rebuttal with that?
Well, I do not know where this came from,
Yeah.
Because the fact is that I am passionate about it. If not, I wouldn't be revolving my life around it.
Yeah.
I probably don't have as much Gunpla as a lot of people do, but I treat every Gunpla with respect. That's what. And like I said, I've never abandoned a project. It's just that I have a lot of projects that I haven't get to. Right, and my life has always been about Gunpla ever since the YouTube thing became a regular thing.
Gotcha.
I'm glad that I've never worked in a single day after that since. Right, at some point, yes, Gunpla seems like a drag at some point because of all the pressure online coming in. I just don't feel like doing it anymore because what's the point, right? People are just gonna bash me. People are just gonna drag me through the mud, and I mean, I made a lot of people angry because of Gunpla as well. So at some point, it became like work.
Yeah, started to feel heavy.
Right, but regardless of what it is, I do know that underneath everything, there's a true passion that is beneath all this mess that is on top. The fact is that I still put 100% in my work, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that it can be seen through my work, through my video, through my photos, right? That I am truly passionate about Gunpla. So this is I don't know what to say about this, honestly. I mean, for those who said this, you guys need to look further. I hope that you guys see that I am passionate about Gunpla. It just happened that Gunpla could be my source of income as well. And I'm really, really happy that it could be because I'm one of the small group of people who could do this for a living.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Like I was saying earlier, everyone wants to be able to enjoy a hobby that's going to pay for itself, and you were able to find something you were good at and fell in love with, and then eventually rolled back and was able to pay for itself.
Right.
I wish I could do it. So.
Goal. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Exactly. So one thing I do want to do to put out there is that I do not enjoy every Gunpla anime. That's the thing.
And we all do, and that's how it is in the States. Like we're
fans, but we're not blind fans. We're not gonna blindly like Gundam because of Gundam.
Yeah, I mean, there's some kits that I bought, and we have a segment here sometimes called buyer's remorse, where we purchase kits in the mind of, oh man, like I really want to do X, Y, and Z with this kit, and it's been sitting in the closet for 2-3 years, right? Like it's like, man, I don't. It is what it is. Everybody gets tired of it. It gets dragged out, no matter what the hobby is, even all the way down to professional sports. People get burnt out. People question, "Come, man, do I really have to drive anymore? Is it really in me?" But when it comes to that down to the heart and the passion, you can really tell in the people how authentic it is. I don't think you would be doing this since 2019 if it
Right.
wasn't authentic. You know what I'm
At the
saying?
level that you're doing it, it'd
At the
be real clear
level that you're doing it. Yeah.
that you're,
Yeah.
you're you're snap building, creating things, out of your own mind. If you weren't passionate or didn't care, I don't think the creativity that you show in your projects will come out the way they do. Like you can tell that when you're in something, your work shows that you completely are focused in it.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. CD, talk to him.
All right. So the people that are in your corner, is there something you want to say to them? Because, like I said, man, we've seen you getting dragged left and right on the internet, and we know we've seen screenshots and receipts of all these different people, but no one really knows like your side. So for the people that have been supporting you, that have stuck out their necks out for you, what do you have to say to them?
First of all, thank you guys so much for the support that you guys have been giving me. Even though when all this drama and all these problems that I've made and I've created, I take full responsibility on that. And I'm sorry if I disappoint you guys in any way. But the thing is that a lot of people have been saying to me that they want the old Studio G back, and that's what I want to get into as well. The Studio G where I was creating like a mini series of my own, the Double O series, the IBO series. I'm truly passionate about all those because I could tell a story within a universe by itself, right?
Mhm.
Right. Even though it was not shot the most professionally, but it was something awesome to do. I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoyed it as well, and I do want to get back to that before all the business comes into mind and all that. But again, I do want to say thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me and standing by my side through all this stuff. Uh, I may have disappointed you this time, but please give me one more chance to correct myself and to reimburse and redeem myself, basically. Thank you.
That's what's up, man. And like CD said, you do have people in your corner, man. What we see a lot of people bashing, then we see a mix underneath that where it's um the people that want to stay out of it. Hey, what is your take on like X, Y, and Z, man? I'm not in it. And then it's a small group of people that's like, you know what, I understand. The guy had a dream, he went for it, he gambled. That's what happens, right? We all gamble. We go to casinos. You can't win all the time when you go to a casino. That's what was
Right.
told to me. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Or
And-
even just life. I mean, life is a risk.
yeah,
That's what it is. Living is a risk, right?
yeah,
It is.
Sometimes
Yes,
we
it
take
is.
bigger risks. Sometimes we take little risks. But sometimes life tells you,
Right. I mean,
reminds you.
honestly, I mean, I wanted to be successful. That's for sure.
Of
Everybody does.
course.
absolutely.
I think it's within our rights that we go for what we are good at to be successful at it,
Mhm.
right? It's just that this time around, the path that I took is way more risky than it should be,
Yeah,
and I shouldn't have done that, to be honest. But it was also because of the first time I'm managing a business at that scale on my own,
Mm.
right? With I'm gonna say this because man, I really don't like him anymore because he abandoned me, in that with a shitty partner.
Gotcha.
That
Uh,
that I have been sheltering him for too long. I was
mm,
told
Right.
I was told by people that man, you gotta let some of the steam go because the fact is that you are two in this business, not you.
yeah,
So there's another guy behind the scene that is actually not to say he's not the mastermind. Both of us are, right?
mm,
But he's handling all the nitty gritty stuff of the business, and that hasn't been done well.
yeah.
So I'm not sheltering him anymore. I'm not gonna give him credits. The fact is that I think that I've done my job pretty well from marketing standpoint,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We-
right? Right up to the point where we went bankrupt.
and
Yes, man.
like we do, we always have. I mean, even in our community as African Americans, we know that there's family members that'll do it to us. So there's family members in every community, not even just in the African community, the American community, that we have you have to put a lot of trust in, especially when it comes to something you're prideful of, passionate about, and want to be able to succeed. Because at the end of the day, it's high risk, high reward. Because
Right.
if all this went the right way, you'll be, if not the number one
Right.
person in the gunpla community, right? Like if all this went, because not a lot of people can sit there and say I started off YouTube and here's what I
Right.
am, here's where I am. So high
Right.
risk, high reward, and that's
It,
go ahead.
it,
But
And
it-
I
it's
know a
not.
lot of people knocking you too for saying like, I took me 7 years to become a full-time YouTuber. But some people spend a lifetime trying to figure out what they're gonna do and never get to it. So
Yeah.
for you to be able
True.
to put this goal out there and go out and reach it, what can you say? Like that in itself is hard work to be able to say, hey, I'm able to quit my job and provide for my wife and my daughter off my talents and my hobby. So
Yeah. Hats off to you.
Right. Thank you for that, man. I'm a true believer because I'm not too sure about this, but has anyone here watched a movie called Three Idiots? It's an Indian movie.
Oh
It's a
no, I
Hindi,
haven't. No.
right? You guys should watch that. It comes with English subtitles, so there's a lot of dancing and all that stuff as well. But it's pretty good. It's good. Honestly, it's good. That movie changed my life basically when the main character said, "Chase excellence and success will come."
Yeah, it's always going
Right?
to be like that.
The money will come automatically, no matter what it is. Right?
Mhm.
As long as you're really good at something, you really excel at something, right? And I don't want to be someone that I'm not. Basically, like I could be an engineer, I could be anyone I want, but if I don't have the passion for it, I can't be a good engineer.
Yeah,
I could be I would be a production robot. Day to day doing engineering stuff. Although I'm not an engineer, but yeah,
yeah,
I can't.
right.
You won't be good at something if you're not passionate about it. You won't do further research on how to be better at your job. You would just be doing it because it's your job that pays. That's it.
absolutely.
Exactly.
Austin, you had something for him?
no. I mean, the CD pretty much put the nail on the head. Pretty much said it pretty well.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, last thing when it comes to not the segment or the segment, last thing to the segment, we still got some more time with Studio G. Again, this is Studio G with the Undergated Network. Make sure y'all go check out his Instagram, check out his YouTube if y'all haven't already. If y'all listening to us, I know for a fact y'all already subscribed to him already. Already
Or
following him.
unfollow recently.
Absolutely. Last question, man, in this segment is what's next for Studio G? What's on the agenda? What's on the horizon?
Right. What's next for me, basically, is that recently I went to China.
Mm-hmm.
I went to China. I met up with this company called Gallery. It's actually a French company based in China.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too sure where the gallery with the double A comes from, Gallery or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's French
Right?
company. Yeah. Oh wow.
It's because it looks fancy.
So the things that they have been killing it on Amazon, and then we kind of click, and then we work together. We are going to be working together. So our brand will have direct correlation with each other, and I am super thankful for them for helping me out on this refund thing, because previously, based on what I'm earning, I could only do like 4 refunds maximum a month,
Mm.
Damn.
and now I'm able to do like 40 plus within 3 days.
Wow.
It's all because of that. I mean, they gave me the money in advance
Mhm.
because they believe in our collaboration. They believe that I could bring value to their company as well, and we share most of the similar. We share similar experiences basically.
Gotcha.
And he had his downfall as well, and he's currently going back up as well as a business person. So we connected on a not only on a mentally level but on a soul level as well, if you can say.
Yeah,
That's
that makes
dope.
sense.
Right. So, yeah, I probably shouldn't say this. My wife would be mad at me, but but yes.
Oh,
So you connect this with someone else on a soul level.
Right. Crazy.
that's wild. Let me ask you this: was it the reason going out to China was to meet up with them, or was it just like, oh, we're in China, I'm in China too, let's link up?
No, I'm not from China. I'm from Malaysia.
No, I'm talking about you. Oh, you said you came back from China, right?
Right. I came back from China because I was there to develop a airbrush with them. Because throughout all this gunpla making, gunpla customization, I do have couple tunnel right now. Like,
Mm.
for example, example, one thing to diagnose is if you do this, right? To
Yep.
diagnose
Mhm.
carpal tunnel syndrome. So I couldn't do it for more than 30 seconds. I couldn't hold chopsticks anymore
Mm.
of this. So the airbrushing posture for me is it hurts after
Locks
like
up.
it hurts a lot.
Your finger will
Like
lock up. I understand.
yeah,
I had it for a while too.
fingers were locked up like this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pry it open and still having pain all through here. So I do not want to go for surgery because from the reviews I read from WebMD and experiences that were shared, the surgeries actually don't do shit. They will come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm in China because Gallery they know about this problem and they wanted to help me. They think that they have the product to help me, so they sent me over a trigger airbrush. Those
Mhm.
really help. However, there are still some improvements, so I reach out to them saying, you know what, can we do something with this? Because I can't work like this anymore.
Right.
So we made a lot of changes to the existing airbrush, and we re-engineered the whole thing basically.
Oh, wow.
wow.
So it's a new airbrush. It's a whole new airbrush that's never been seen because it's uniquely designed by us, both of us together,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be launched on the October of 18. So currently they're doing all the quality checks and all that stuff. So you guys can go check it out at gallery.com. I'm sorry for plugging them in here.
No, no, you
No,
good. You
no,
good,
by
man.
all
Right.
means. No, by all
Go
means.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
Right.
about to.
It's been
I was
blowing
about
up
to
too. I
say.
see a lot of people
I
using
was
the
about to
airbrush.
say. Go ahead. Throw the plug in.
Yeah,
So
plug
the
it, man.
So the thing is that
Wow.
why a trigger airbrush and not a normal airbrush? It's because the fact is that we are doing gunpla stuff, right?
Mhm.
Unless you're doing like fine arts, then yes, you need the precision from holding airbrush like this. But if you're doing gunpla, which what we do is we're spraying like
Wide.
huge surfaces, right? Wide spraying, right? So the airbrush definitely excels at wide spraying, and then it also has the ability to do precision work as well, which is not very commonly known for a trigger type airbrush.
Yeah.
So
So
that is the hard part of the engineering.
what's the size? 0.3, 0.2, 0.5? What it varies?
0.28, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm.
0.28, and then we got a 0.5, and then we got a 0.7, something like that. Something like that. So 3 needles included into the package, 3 cup sizes as well, because one of my complaints was that your cup is too small. I need bigger cups,
Yeah.
right? Because on gunpla, especially when we're painting our base coat or our base color, you use a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So having a 7cc cup doesn't cut it.
Mhm.
So we got upgraded for more, and then we solved the control problem with a swallowtail. Basically, this is what we call it, which means the handle actually extends out way over your pinky, so that you can use your pinky for micro controls.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And then the trigger is also longer compared to a traditional trigger that you see on OEM airbrush or whatever. So the trigger itself is also longer, which is custom made as well. The trigger
Mhm.
itself is longer so that you can have better control as well. On the lever theory, the longer it is, give me a fulcrum
Yeah.
and a lever, I can move a whirl if it's long enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're comfortable at the beginning of the trigger, or if you're comfortable at the end of the trigger, that's how you play it. Previously, there's only one spot that you could place your finger in.
Yeah.
So we made a lot of improvements.
You said October 8th. What's the price point for that?
October 18th.
October 18th. October 18th. This will be available.
The price point is somewhere around $100. That's it.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's about
That's
Yeah.
not bad. What
So
is
it's around $100. The thing is that me and Gallery, we both have the same theory: is that we do not want to overcharge.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We are not that kind of company and all that, because the thing is that gunpla itself is already expensive compared to other hobbies, and it can also be relatively cheap if you compare it to other hobbies as well that are costly.
Yeah.
But the fact is that modeling tools and stuff like that, they don't cost that much to make, and we do not need to earn that much. We need longevity in the business. So that's where I learn from my mistakes, and that's where they see from me as well. And the fact is that previously, without all these new creators or me coming on board, we were stuck with all these Japanese and Japanese products that were 20 years old in technology wise. That hasn't changed since our fathers did
Yeah.
model what they did. So we're prepared to bring innovation. Gallery was thoroughly impressed by how I innovate the paint part of it. Even though it was lacquer, but it was made into like primerless and all that, it could still do coverage and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So that was one of the main reasons why we connected at first, and we connected on a business level and as well on a soul level. And then they decided to back me up this time around.
That's
Um,
what's
yeah, if we got a little bit more time, I do want to say one more thing.
oh, go ahead. We got plenty
Yeah.
of time, man. We
Yeah,
got
go ahead.
Right. The fact is that the refunds has been going, and it will keep on going for the next 6 months. However, it will start to slow down a little bit in the middle because I do have limited funds, and a gallery they have limited funds as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
based on the amount of debt that I got, they can't cover it all as well for me, right?
Mhm.
And it would be unfair for them to
yeah. Take
to
on your burden.
yeah,
French,
to take on
yeah,
the
French all
burden,
that money.
no matter how connected we are on the soul level,
Yeah.
right? If we merge into one soul, it's not fair. It's not fair as well.
Yeah, that's true too.
So they have only given me $10,000, which is a
Mhm.
lot. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna discredit it.
Yeah,
It's
don't say only. Yeah.
$10,000 for me to do my refunds, right? So it's not like I'm sitting on a pile of cash. Uh, so I am doing refunds as soon as I got the money. You guys, please trust me on that. I'm not a scammer. If I'm a scammer, I'll be long gone.
Yep.
But I am. So I'm still here. I'm gonna do your refunds, and I apologize for how I behave and how I've gone MIA for a bit here and there. The fact is that I just don't know how to tell you guys anymore on the fact that I do not have the money because it will always be seen as an excuse of me not paying.
Right.
Because the perception of a YouTuber is that I'm always sitting on a pile of cash,
Yeah.
Right.
but it's not. I do not own a car. I'm driving my mom's car right now, which is a huge, like a
Pride. It's yeah.
soccer mom car,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, right. And then I made changes in my life, in my family's life. All of us were affected. People lost their job because of this as well. And I am truly sorry that I did not handle this better,
Yeah.
right? And the thing is that it was a dilemma. The more I try to explain, the more it seems like an excuse.
Okay.
So at one point, I kind of closed off myself as well, and
Right.
not explaining, not picking up or anything because the fear of something. I turn off the notification for the Instagram because it's brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal,
Yeah.
right?
And
And I do genuinely have the trauma or like the fear of posting something new. Honestly,
yeah. And you
that
know
is
what?
honest to God. I mean, I am afraid to post something new nowadays.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's wild, man. And it's for somebody that we understand what people go through a lot. People, especially
Right.
when they come to new ventures in life, and we all make mistakes. We all been there. I'm not going to say I'm a saint either. So
Right.
for you, like I said earlier, for you to step up and do this
Admit.
episode with us and admit
Yeah.
to it and being transparent, hopefully everybody will be able to be like, okay, you know what? Let's give this guy some time because we've seen scammers and
Right.
the community, y'all know who they are. We've seen people that sell kits or you spend $200, $300, $400 on kits and you don't see a single kit. I mean, and that's just that's anywhere. And that's in
Won't be
any
the first and won't
community.
be the last.
You won't be,
So
yeah, exactly. You won't be the first, you won't be the last. So we appreciate you being transparent with us and keeping it 100 with us, man. We really do, man. We support you. We support the community as well. So this is why we wanted to make sure this bridge between you and the
right.
community will be a part of that.
So I think people forget sometimes that we're all humans and they start to dehumanize people real quick. And
Absolutely.
they follow the comments, they follow these, you know, they might be real, they might be fake, but they read one thing and don't, think there's
Yeah.
another side to it. They're all one sided. Like Coop said, there's your side, the other side, and the truth. And
Mhm.
it was great for you to really get up here and give us your side because we don't know, what was going on.
Yeah.
We didn't know the ins and outs and how everything was going.
Nobody
And not
knew.
to say, like you
Nobody.
said, excuses and stuff,
And
but
like
like this it's life. This is it.
and all three of us, I mean, I could contest for Austin, I could contest for CD. We all we rather hear from the horse's mouth. We're not going to
Yeah.
really get into the drama of everything. When we sat there, it was like, man, if you check out last episode, we was like, man, we should really get Studio G on because we need
Yeah.
it. I want to hear from the horse's mouth of what's going on because this whole playing password and telephone. This is what happened, and by the
Right.
time it gets to me, you owe $1 million to all these people. Let them tell it. So
Right.
we
They
appreciate
said
it,
you was
man.
charging $450 for your master class.
Yeah, that's
Sorry?
what I heard. I heard
Yeah.
$600 for your master class.
Yeah, I heard $450 for your master class.
By the time
No,
I
it
heard
was 90,
$450 and you taught 2 classes, so crazy.
it was 99. It was 99 for 40 hours. So if you do the math, my
Right.
hours are not worth that much.
yeah, that's facts.
Shoot.
And I do want to say that I have refunded everybody on the master classes.
The master class.
So
Awesome.
yeah, I don't think
Man,
I don't think at this point I'm doing them any justice. So since now I've got some money, it's better to just dissolve this. And if anybody still wants to learn, I'm gonna put up free content from now on with gallery
There you
on
go.
GeoCamp. That's part of
There
the
you go.
program as well. Yep.
That's what's up. What, you got something to say, Austin? I saw you about to say something.
Oh no! I mean, once again, CD hit the nail on the head for me. So I mean,
City's been giving you a hit for a few times now, huh?
yeah, and you know what? I think it's I think it means a lot that you decided to do this. I mean, the truth is, there might always be people who are upset no matter what, right? At the end of the day, there's some people you just won't ever get back. They'll always call you a liar or whatever like that. But if you keep standing your ground, and once the 6 months go by, and if that last person on the 6 months gets that refund, right, then you can truly say, hey, clearly I wasn't one. I wasn't a scammer, right? I was a real one because it's been 6 months and here I am. And if it takes longer, then you just tell people, hey, it's going to take 8 months. But I'm still going to be right here. If it takes longer, say, it's going to take a year, but I'm still right here. 12 months, hey, I'm still right here. So as long as you are here, as long as you're saying this, as long as you're people with us, there might be people who are always upset, but you're doing, in my opinion, the right thing.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, all we have is our name and our word, and that's all we can really give people. That was it for like the serious stuff. Let's jump into some rapid fire questions, man. Let's jump. I think we're gonna end it off with some fun stuff, man. We got Studio G in the building, in studio. This is a crazy event, man. So let me ask you this. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna throw some questions at you, gunpla-related questions, things like that. Shoot them off as quick as you can and let us know what the answers are. All right. Favorite line: master grade, perfect grade, real grade, high grade. Master grade. Gotcha. Austin, you up?
Alrighty. So favorite color scheme?
Oh, black and red, man.
Black and red. There we go. There we go.
What's the worst kit you've built too?
Oh shit, man.
I was going to ask that one. I was about to ask that next, yo. What's the worst kit?
Oh shit. It's not a gunpla kit, unfortunately.
That's fine.
It's
all right. What it is.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's YOLO Park Optimus Prime.
Oh no! Really?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is that let me explain a little bit here. The runners are not as coordinated as gunplas. To build a lake, you probably utilize all the 23 or 50 runners that they provide with. And probably one only has one part that is related to the lake, something like that. So you spend a lot of time going back and forth.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And a lot of the parts are not snapped, but they were clicked on like this. They were hanging on each other. So, and we're so used to. We're pampered, man. We're pampered by Bandai, no matter what. How we are.
I wanted to get the YOLO Park Maximal Prime. Now, after you said that, I might not even get that. I don't know.
I mean, after you go through that process, it's an amazing kit. It's really good looking kit out of the box. I'm not gonna lie, but from the worst kit, that is the worst kit experience.
Makes sense.
My question for you as a photography guy, you're a Sony, Canon, Nikon. What's your brand?
I'm a Sony and a Canon. Sony for video, Canon for photos.
Canon for photos. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I hear that. Austin, you up, dog?
All right. Do you listen to any music while you build or while you're in the zone? What music is it?
I don't listen to music when I build. I watch movies, a lot of movies.
Favorite movie then?
Oh, Favorite movie recently?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Maybe a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I like The Flash.
You like the Flash?
Oh wow.
You
Okay.
might be the first person I heard say that.
I know
Yeah.
you might be the first person we've ever heard that said they like the Flash. No lie.
That's crazy.
Flash.
I just rewatched it last night, to be honest, while I was doing the refunds.
He
Wow.
doubled back on it.
He doubled
All right.
back on it. You excited for
Um,
Aquaman 2?
Ooh.
You
Not
excited?
really. Not really. I mean, the first Aquaman was good, but then in the Justice League, he wasn't that good. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for all DC stuff.
Mhm.
I'm a DC guy as well.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Okay.
controversy over DC, right?
So if you could be anything besides a YouTuber, what would you be?
I want to run an orphanage, if I can.
Orphanage?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Right.
My question: when it comes to your kits, what kit do you when you're preparing a kit? I know this ain't a rapid fire question. When you're getting ready to pick out a kit, what kit you go? You know what? I'm not really gonna like. I guess the opposite is what's the line you don't like the most? High grade, real grade, perfect grade. What kit you line? You like? You know what? I'm staying away from that. I'm staying away from that. I don't need to customize that.
Okay.
SD.
I don't like basically RGs. A lot of the RGs, I don't like it. A lot of them, but not all of them. The recent RGs were great. The old RGs, not so great. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them actually were Olympic athletes on gymnastics. So the leg was
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when you're on the shelf, over time, you can see that the legs coming apart slowly. So I mean, I don't blame them. It's a new line, so they're working really hard on improving that as well. So currently, and also when you're customizing, RGs are one of the hardest to customize because they already have so much prefab details on them. So you got to work around them, right? So
That's true,
from a customizer standpoint, I prefer a blank canvas like HGs, no grades, or even master grade. Master grades, even though they have all the details, but it's way bigger, so you can craft your own. You still have space to do your own details if you want to.
Yeah, I would agree
That's just-
because like one of my funnest builds I did recently was the HG Messer, and the thing I found about that was even though I usually stay away from high grades because I like master grades because for the same reasons, the HG is big enough and has enough blank space that I felt like I could have a little bit more fun scribing that out. My next rapid fire question to piggyback off the superhero stuff: if you had to have a power, what would it be? And you only get one.
Superhero power.
I want to fly, man. I
Same.
want to fly.
Fly.
I want to fly. Although I'm afraid of heights, so being able to fly would help me conquer my fear of heights.
I'll tell you. So I used to do pilot training, and I was pretty much flying all the time. And my instructor told me, he said, Austin, you're not afraid of heights. What you're afraid of is the lack of control. See, if you're in a plane, you hold the controls, and if you're flying and you're actually in control of it, you have no fear.
Right.
Shit, I'm afraid of heights. You're wild. I'm afraid of heights. Lack of control.
I was in Shanghai recently, right? And then the thing is that they have one of the tallest buildings in the world as well. Me and my wife, we went up there, and at this point, there was like the transparent glass floor. So it's like probably 1,000 meters down the floor, and I just couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it.
Legs buckle, knees buckle. You just can't. I could barely walk over an overpass, man.
I became so small. I became so small. I can feel myself shrinking. And you know, the irony is that there's a 3-year-old kid just walked past me on the glass floor.
Yeah.
Ran past you, damn near. As far as being a YouTuber, man, what would you give as a piece of advice if you could tell someone aspiring to become a YouTuber themselves? What would that one piece of advice be?
Don't give up. If YouTube is really your destiny, and you feel that it is your calling, don't give up because YouTube do pays. Even though in the hobby sector the money is not that great from YouTube directly, but I can say that there's a lot of subsidiary incomes that could help you out with. Like for example, you can get sponsorships, you can get like deals from brands as well. Just like me and Gallery, our working relationship currently. So basically, yes, if you are really into it, don't give up. a lot of people they thought they're into it, but once they got into it, they're not really that into it.
That's true too. That's true. My question: what's your favorite anime from the anime
Oh,
guys up there? Y'all ain't answer. Come on now. Y'all the
on
anime
top,
guys.
on top of my head, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Oof. We just talked about that last. Yep. We just talked about that last. You gotta go
We did.
watch it. We also hasn't watched Yu Yu. You watched some of it, right? Not. You ain't watched none of it.
I haven't seen any of it. I've only seen. I know. I was really phrased. I've seen the first like 1 or 2 episodes, but I grew up in a religious household, so when my
Right.
mother found out they were demons.
Yeah,
Yeah. She was like, "The devil's in this house. The devil is a liar. You will not watch this in the house no more." So I was banned from watching that and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, I hear that.
Right.
I hear that.
All right, so my next question. Now you said superheroes, and I'm a big superhero fan. So unfortunately, my questions are all superhero based now. So you said you're DC, right? I'm a Batman guy. I love Batman's Rogue Gallery. There's some of my favorite villains. And who's your favorite villain? Because I think favorite villain sometimes says more than superhero.
I like Joker. That's a fact.
That's
I like Joker by how crazy and how unbounded he is by society and mentality. You know, like the norm. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so favorite superhero would be Batman, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Batman.
Okay.
All right, cool. Good man. Good man.
So I want to real quick, CD. Just I want to assume you're a DC over Marvel guy.
Both.
Okay, you both.
I enjoy both equally.
Equal. Okay, I'm Marvel.
Right.
DC.
The thing is that I didn't dwell into comics like you guys did because DC and Marvel they were only available in the States for the longest time, right? And before the internet, we didn't know all this existed, right? Superman. Superman is the one that started all this thing. Superman 1. Batman TV series with Adam West back then. They were one of the first ones, right? And then I started with Spider-Man though. That was. But back then, nobody knew it was Marvel because it was Sony.
True.
With the Tobey Maguire, so we didn't even know that Marvel existed. From my point, I was still like an elementary school kid.
Yeah.
So Sony, I knew that it was Sony. That's it. With Spider-Man 1 through 3.
Gotcha. Go ahead, CD.
All right. So more model making questions. You paint well, you scribe well. What is the area you feel like you want to improve on still? I know you said you think you still have a lot to work on, but where is something you really want to see progress made in for yourself?
The conceptualizing part, the ability to be like Ray, basically, to envision something and see where the parts go or how you want to achieve this thing, or even have the mentality and the ability to come up with a whole new weapon system just like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You got a few more questions for you. Let's see what we got here. We got what's your grail kit? What kit out there is like, you know what, I need to get it. I can't wait to get it. I don't have it yet, but when I get it, I'm gonna go crazy on it.
Ooh, I like this kit a lot, which is the clear Psycho Zaku, which is the pre-Bandai version. It's a clear one.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's $210. I know that one. That one costs $210 off P Bandai. Yeah.
Right. And it's always sold out. It's always sold out. We had it once during the GWBC time in Malaysia. They had it there. I didn't have the money to buy, so
Makes sense. Oh, you Austin?
Studio G, congratulations. Gundams are real, and you are getting one, and they're asking you which one you would like to pilot. Which one would it be?
Oh wow! Of course, Barbados, man. Give me the yo. First, hook me up first, man. You can have my spine if you want to.
Any version of Barbados? Lupus Rex.
It got to be Lupus Rex. It got to be Lupus Rex.
No, Lupus Rex is a bit wild for me.
Okay.
Too much. I like the Lupus, not Rex.
Okay. There you go. Smart play.
Lupus has the claws, right? He has kick-ass weapons. It's just that he doesn't have the long arms.
Yeah, that's true too.
And when you're on Lupus Rex mode, you lose an eye. So I don't want that.
Yeah.
And you can never technically leave the suit.
Right.
That's true too. umbilical
That's
cord into this suit.
If there was one suit that you could make as a kit that isn't out yet, what would it be?
Wow. I don't think there is. I mean, every kid has been made, I think. I do not have answer for that. I'm sorry.
That's that one stumped him. I hear that. I hear that.
Sure. Because the things I haven't watched The Witch of Mercury yet. I haven't watched it. I wanted to wait until the whole thing is finished. I'm that kind of guy. Usually, anime wise, I would wait until the end, and then I would watch the whole thing in one go. Because if I started something and if I don't finish it, I would forget about it. You know.
Yeah, that makes
For
sense.
sure.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
makes
good luck watching Zeta because Zeta has a new suit I think every 5 minutes. So good luck with that one.
Here we go. What's your quick take on the third party kits and the resin kits? So you got like the Bond models out there. Do you stay away from the Bond, or do you don't mind doing those kits?
The pirated kits or the what?
I guess there's two different tiers because there's Infinite Dimensions who made something like the Infinite Justice or whatever like that, and then there's Debon, which is the third party kits that just make essentially a copy of Bandai.
Right. The bond, I don't support it. However, if you are in financial, if you're tight financially, go for it. I mean, it's still a good experience. And obviously, I know if you're passionate about this, eventually you will go to having the real thing.
Yeah.
Eventually. It's just that maybe you're a high schooler right now, you're saving, you have limited funds. You got to do what you got to do. Although I don't promote this, but, life is life.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Right. And then when it comes to Infinite Dimension, it's a tricky thing, right? There's a lot of work to do to make it work. So you got to make sure that you are on that level of customization skills level before you get it. That's it.
I hear
All right,
that.
cool. All right. So mine is going to be hey, from anime, movie, TV show, and anything in between. Your favorite theme song.
Oh.
Okay, Evangelion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or there's another one.
Is that Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said,
No.
what are anime extremists over there?
All right, Studio G. My last question for you, man. What is your dream destination? Where would you love to go to travel that you haven't been?
I haven't been to Japan, so I would love to go to Japan. And I mean, honestly, I love Japanese food. My work is revolved around Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
So I would love to go to Japan, even though it's not that far away, but it's so expensive to get there. I mean, to spend there as well. Oh.
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, if I travel without getting sponsored, I'm gonna get fucked. So I'm not gonna do that.
Well,
Understandable.
this one's my last question. This is the Gundam kid in me. What top 3 Gundam series you've seen so far?
The IBO #1.
Good one.
UC.
Unicorn. Okay, I hear you.
And the third one would be. I do not have a third one.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's cool. I mean, those two are tough. Those two are definitely top.
Can I just include Eva into this? Eva is very fun.
Top 3 next series right there.
Right. Eva's awesome as well.
What's your favorite Eva? 1, 0, or 2? Or
I like 0-0.
0.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like 0-0.
That's it for me. That's it. That's all the rapid fire questions. CD, you got any more, dog?
Nope. Austin, you got any?
I guess I have one more. And
Okay.
this one's gonna be a good one. So, or at least I hope it is. Studio G. We all know that famous name and logo, but if you had to redesign a logo, which one would be the one that you would love to redesign?
The studio or the G, you mean?
Both, either one. Would it be Studio
I
E?
wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't change a thing.
I wouldn't
love
change. I
Solid
think I think it is what it is. The perception of the brand is more important than how the brand looks. at the end of
That
the
is
day.
true.
That's true
This
too.
is how I want to, like, if I want to rebrand, it's not by changing a logo, it's by changing myself.
There you go.
Smart man. Smart play.
That's what's
Smart.
up. And right before we get out, man, final words again for the people that's out there listening. Again, we have Studio G in the studio. We did a great episode. He explained a whole lot, was transparent throughout the whole episode. Make sure y'all go watch, listen to his story, listen to the truth, because it sounds like this man is being truthful. What do you have out there? You get last. There's almost like the closing statements of a court case. What do you have out there left for the people? Final words, man.
You mean me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mistakes has been made, and then I have been not behaving like how I should. It's due to I'm not gonna. There's no reason for it. I was just scared of the backlashes. I was just uh, trying not to make any more excuses because the fact is that I did not have the money. It's that simple, and I am more than happy to refund everybody the money because I do not want my kids. Yes, now it's kids because my wife is actually 5 months pregnant.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congrats, man.
It was an unexpected one, but he came. So there's a fire in me to do things right because I don't want him to grow up and then someday he searches Studio G and then all he came out was scammers. So
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that's right because that's not how I am. That's not who I am. I don't drink. I don't gamble. I only smoke. Unfortunately, it's a habit I haven't changed. But the thing is that I'm Chinese, so yeah. No, the Chinese community, we're gonna hate me, man. So, all right,
Keeping
it's
it
a joke.
100. We respect it.
Yeah.
It's a joke. So the thing is that I am sorry. I am truly sorry for all the mistakes I've done, and I wish that I could have done it differently. However, it's in the past now. Moving forward, I will be refunding everybody until the very last one. It might take 6 months, it might take 8 months, like what Austin said, but it will be done. That's for sure.
That's what's up.
The fact is that I don't have a pile of money that I'm sitting on to do all this, and as soon as I get it, I will do it. Part of the agreement with me and Gallery is that all the proceeds goes to refund. They are gonna make sure of that.
Wow.
That's what's up.
That is part
Shout
of
out to
our-
Gallery too, man. Holding you accountable too. That's a good business partner
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. So I am really thankful for that. Other than that, final words is that moving forward, I will still be making content. I will still be making videos because I know that I am not just defined by my mistakes.
There you go.
I have a lot more to share with you guys. I do have a lot more that I want to show you guys, and I hope that this community will accept me back with open arms. And please forgive me for what I've done. Please give me a chance to prove myself to you guys that that I am not what those people say I am. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, man. Again, that's
appreciate it.
Studio G, man. We appreciate him being with us and joining us on the pod. It was a pretty fun episode, man. We enjoy having your presence. We enjoy your stuff you put out for us on the YouTube portion. We just got to throw our plug in there. Of course, shout out to Vulcan Hobby here in the States. If you're watching this, vulcanhobby.com. Use the code Undergate10 to get 10% off your order at checkout. Make sure you get some of the dope kits on the site. He's promoting a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the works as well. So again, that's vulcanhobby.com. Use the code Undergate10 to get 10% off your order. And of course, until next time, remember, people, as we always want to leave out on a good, positive note. There's two things in life, and Jalen Hurts said it, right? The quarterback for the great Philadelphia Eagles.
Of course, Jalen Hurts said it.
The great quarterback for the great Philadelphia Eagles said this. After losing the Super Bowl, he said, you either win or you learn. There is no losing. You either win or you learn. And I think that's what we got from this episode. I'm Coop. That's Austin, CD, and the homie Studio G. Until next time, people. Peace.
Thank you.